This K&N Air Intake system is designed to increase power and acceleration by reducing restriction in the intake path. K&N 77-2583KS Air Intake has an attractive powder-coated silver tube finish. It utilizes an included heat shield and fresh air intake scoop for routing cooler air into the engine. This air intake fits 2011 to 2013 Ford Edge models with 3.5-liter or 3.7-liter engines. The 77-2583KS comes with K&N's famous million-mile limited warranty. It is not legal for highway use in California or other states adopting California emission standards. Check knfilters.com for an up-to-date list of the models this air intake fits and for a list of other CARB adoption states. K&N power testing showed an estimated power gain of 9.1 horsepower at 4,950 RPM with the 77-2575KS air intake installed in a 2013 Ford Edge with a 3.5-liter engine. Actual results will vary depending on the condition of the vehicle, mileage, weather, and other variables. With the air intake installed, we ran the vehicle on the dyno to test the sound comparison versus the stock intake. The intake system includes components that have been designed or matched to the needs of these vehicles to produce a safe horsepower increase. Detailed installation instructions are included with this air intake. The tools needed for this install are shown. Turn off the ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable. Release the red locking tab, then disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Remove the nut securing the front of the engine cover. Remove the two push pins securing the rear of the engine cover. Then, remove the engine cover from the vehicle. Rotate the locking tab, then disconnect the crankcase vent tube from the valve cover. Loosen the two hose clamps securing the intake tube assembly to the throttle body and air filter housing. Remove the intake tube assembly from the vehicle. Disconnect the evap vent line from the intake tube as it is removed. Remove the two bolts securing the fresh air intake scoop to the core support. Lift up and remove the airbox assembly from the vehicle. Install the filter adapter into the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the heat shield standoffs onto the heat shield using the provided hardware. Install the fresh air intake scoop onto the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the provided edge trim onto the heat shield. Some trimming of the edge trim will be necessary. Install the heat shield assembly into the engine compartment so that the heat shield standoffs insert into the airbox mounting grommets. Secure the fresh air intake scoop to the factory location using the provided hardware. Install the 90-degree vent and the straight vent fitting into the K&N intake tube. Remove the two screws securing the mass air sensor into the factory airbox. Then remove the mass air sensor from the airbox. Install the mass air sensor into the K&N intake tube and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the silicone hose onto the throttle body and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Install the silicone hump hose onto the K&N intake tube, but do not tighten the hose clamp at this time. Install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose at the throttle body. Align it with the filter adapter, then slide the silicone hump hose onto the filter adapter. Secure the intake tube with the provided hose clamps. Using the provided 3/8-inch hose, connect the evap vent line to the 90-degree vent fitting installed into the K&N intake tube. Rotate the locking tab. Then remove the crankcase vent line from the factory intake tube assembly. Measure 5 inches from the intake tube end of the crankcase vent tube. Then cut the crankcase vent tube. Install the provided 5/8-inch silicone hose onto the cut factory crankcase vent tube. Reinstall the crankcase vent tube onto the valve cover port, then install the open end to the fitting installed into the K&N intake tube. Reconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Install the K&N air filter and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Reinstall the engine cover and secure it with the factory hardware. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. It will be necessary for all K&N high-flow intake systems to be checked periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the above instructions or proper maintenance may void warranty. K&N makes products for nearly every vehicle on the road. The K&N website allows you to search products by vehicle or dimension, download installation instructions, view dyno charts showing estimated horsepower gains for this product, and view product details. For information on where to buy K&N products, go to knfilters.com.